When they said it was 5 o'clock somewhere, I really didn't expect to be recording this at 5 o'clock in the fucking morning. Dear God. Welcome, everybody, to LJ's Comic Borough. My name is Jay. I'm the host for this morning. And I'm not going to wake up any of my co-hosts. If I have somebody show up, I'll show them off. But it is 5 o'clock somewhere. So, dear God, let them sleep. So, the first thing I'm going to ask you to do is, if you love the show, if you like what you're watching, you like what you see, please like, subscribe, leave a comment. The best thing about doing these shows is actually the interaction between me and the people that watch this show. I love to hear what you guys are reading. I love to hear about what you guys are enjoying storyline wise. Which comic hero or villain is your favorite? I'd love to be able to talk about that. All those kind of things. The best thing about going to Comic-Con was just standing in line and talking to people. The same people that absolutely enjoyed what you're in line for. So it was definitely amazing, and I love to be able to create that kind of atmosphere here at this channel. So other than that, let's get right into it, because like I said, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. And I have to go to bed soon. Holy shit. So, I spent most of the night last night reading. I had to go through like about 13 books to read. So between doing all that, it took me a little bit, because you're trying to not also fall asleep, and you're trying to stay awake, and you're trying to keep going. Because if you're just sitting there and not doing a damn thing, and you're not talking to a damn person, holy fuck, it gets a little crazy on you. So let's get right into it. The first thing I'm going to do is let's talk about one of my favorite series, Jed MacKay's Moon Knight. Now, for some odd reason, the Comic Hub ended up canceling some of my books when they originally came out. So I ended up with 2 Moon Knights, 26, 27. I also ended up with 2 Swan songs, which is fine. Just gave me a little bit more to read. And they're definitely enjoyable reading. So, first thing, let's talk about Moon Knight number 26, 100 Moon story. This is a perfect story when Moon Knight's closing out, and it's going to be finishing here soon, and moving into a different direction. 100 Moon is, I think, the perfect direction they actually should head into. He has a great Fist of Khonshu, and so what I'm thinking is, this is the guy that should start taking over the hell. So, if you get a chance, I'm sorry, you guys have missed out on a great series so far with Jed MacKay's Moon Knight. Pick up the Collector series. This is number 26 and number 27, when you see actually Hunter's Moon and Moon Knight basically battling bad guys together. This is a great series. It's one of those series you definitely should pick up the collected, just to try to be able to catch up here and get some stuff before the new Moon Knight comes out, new Moon Knight series. There's nothing wrong with what I'm about to talk about now. There's no bitching, no moaning. Dear God, it's the Gotham War. I got the prelude right here. I got battle lines right here. Look at that. And this is what I've been waiting for since fucking that stupid Night Terror bullshit. Batman 137. Fucking awesome series. Best thing I'm going to say to you about this is a child could actually understand this. Alright? Perfect. The one thing I have a problem with the follow-backs is trying to figure out which fucking book I'm supposed to be reading next. At the end of each one of these books, they tell you, Marvel, pick it up. Dear God, how hard are you supposed to fucking make things? Bullshit. But with this, simple reading, you know where things are going. You know where it's headed, and it's. I actually would have never thought Selina would have been a perfect yin to yang on Batman as a villain, because it's been such a long time since she's been an actual villain. And she's just trying to be a villain to make Gotham safe, which is great. A great storyline. Chip, thank you. Fucking thank you. If you haven't picked it up yet, haven't picked up new Batman Day or whatever, pick up start picking up on this series. This is definitely a great series to get yourself involved into. You'll absolutely love it. There's definitely no regrets here. All right. The next thing I want to talk to you about is probably one of my favorite new series. If you love Ice Cream Man, get on this series before it's too late. All right. This series is an amazing series. This is Swan Song. Whoops. This is Swan Song. This is Swan Song number 2. Like I said, for some odd reason, the Comic Hub ended up canceling it. So, York, the Comics Connection down here in York, absolutely, I love these guys a lot. They're just great people. I love going in on Saturdays. I love the interaction. I love the stupid humor that we sit around and have. So, if you're down here in York, please go down to Comics Connection and get your subscriptions from them. Great people to be able to deal with. Amazing. But they noticed that my thing ended up ending for some odd reason, so they made sure I got the old one and the new one of Swan Song. Like I said, if you love Ice Cream Man, this is the perfect book to be able to pick up. Swan Song is pretty much about the ending of stuff. All right. And in this one, you actually watch the beginning, the middle, and the ending of an amazing relationship, a great love story. And you see how it went from love to mediocre, right to hate. Maxwell Prince is an awesome, awesome writer. Please go pick this up. Go find 1, find 2. And dear God, find number 3, because this is another fucking awesome story from Swan Song. All right, Maxwell Prince does an amazing job writing out, and he usually gets, like I said, each one has a different artist. And this absolutely looks like somebody took a cotton ball and put out the brightest colors and sat there and painted them everywhere. This is one of those stories about basically life after the bomb had destroyed things, and people thought that they were the only people living on the planet. Great series. So there's two series there for you. If you get a chance, like I said, go pick that son of a bitch on up, and you will not regret it. To get back to another Jed MacKay, this is motherfucking Doctor Strange number 7. Okay. If you love Doctor Strange, the 3rd movie, this will be your favorite series. All right. It's starting getting to a point where Doctor Strange from another realm is trying to make life very difficult for Doctor Strange from our universe. So this is pretty much the beginning of that story. If you get a chance, this is another one of those series. We're just starting out, as you can tell, with this amazing homage to John Romita. And they do a beautiful, if you open up the book, they actually do a beautiful couple-page spread for John Romita. But if you get a chance, this is definitely one of those series. We're already just on number 7, so it won't be too hard to find the other books. Please, take a chance. Go out, look for the books. You won't regret it. I promise you, I do have complaints. I don't love everything I read, but so far, I've made sure that I picked out basically, as of right now, the best stories to read. I do have a little complaint about one thing. All right. I pushed you guys into the Fall of X, and there's one problem with the Fall of X. One serious problem that Batman doesn't have. They don't fucking tell you what direction you're actually supposed to be reading. What book are you supposed to read next? And that's where you end up finding that you're in a dumpster fire. It's not like it's the next book coming out. It could be 2 books after that coming out that you have to sit there and figure out what the fuck to read. Other than that, I disagree with definitely one writer. Duggan has really redeemed himself with this Fall of X. And I absolutely love the 60th anniversary of the X-Men cover here that I ended up picking up. But Duggan really has redeemed himself. This is one of those stories that has so many missing so many different things going on at one time. I don't know if it needs that many things going on at one time. I don't know if it needs to involve every X-Men book that they have got going on. And then you won't really know that until it gets closer to the end of the series. But as of right now, it is a great story. And he has great surrounding writers to fill out the rest of the books. So if you get a chance, and it really is that fucking difficult right now. People are picking up this series like it's the Bible and reading each story. If you get a chance, go out, start trying to find these books. Beautiful story so far. You'll absolutely love everything that's going on. The artwork is tremendous. This is X-Men 26. And I'm going to show it to you in order. All right, I finally did find Marvel. I found something to be able to help me, read through this. So fuck you, Marvel. I figured it out. Somebody figured it out. I'm just following along, but somebody figured that motherfucker out. Next book that you're supposed to read in order is Immortal X-Men number 15. The only thing I can say to you this without ruining the storyline is there's a lot of motherfucking Logans. A lot of motherfucking Logans. Apocalypse has got some Logans on his side. But if you get a chance, this is another great story. Make sure you include it with your story with the rest of this series. Great story, great artwork. If you love Domino, and this is number 3, guys. This is the third in order. So, Fall of X. This is X-Force number 44. If you love Domino, this is one of those Domino stories. I absolutely love that finally they start putting together, and you start seeing the secret of her luck. So it's kind of cool. You actually see that in action. So if you get a chance, if you love Domino, this is definitely one of those books you should be reading. All right. Fall of X, number 44. Astonishing. Now, this series doesn't last very long. This is only a 4 to 5 issue series. Astonishing Iceman, number 2. This is the next story that you should be reading. If you're following along, I'm showing you guys. I'm doing what nobody did for us. I'm just fucking showing you guys. But this is Iceman number 2. If you love Bobby, and I grew up with Bobby, was it Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends? I absolutely love that cartoon. So if you love Bobby, you love the Iceman character, you love the original X-Men comics, this is just a different way of viewing different way to view Bobby. You get to see his, the relationship status and of how he's dealing with that right now at this moment, and how it's, what his mom thinks of him, and it's just what his town thinks of him. It's just a great story to follow, and perfect part to Fall of X. All right, I got 2 more Fall of X comics here to put you on to. The next one you're supposed to read, everybody. Children of the Vault, number 2. This pretty much, for all those that thought the Children of the Vault were good people, that puts this to rest. All right, right here, Children of the Vault, number 2. If you're reading it in the order I tell you, this book actually makes sense. Actually, all the books make sense, except for the last one I'm about to show you. I can't figure it out yet, so. But this is a great story. It pretty much blows up the whole thing about who the Children of the Vault are and their plans. So, if you're really just following the Children of the Vault story, this is it. That asshole's about to make some problems. Now, this is the only one, and I love Al Ewing. He's one of my favorite writers. I could say favorite, but he really is one of my favorite writers. Did an amazing job with Immortal Hulk. When he writes Venom, perfect writer. So like I said, I absolutely love Al Ewing. He did some Avengers work and stuff like that also. So this I I just don't understand it. And don't get me wrong, nobody has to really tell me to read Al Ewing. I see a book with his name on it, I'm going to read it, but I don't understand what this has to do with the Children of the Vault. And you're supposed to read it next, which everybody, there you go. X-Men Red, number 15. Somehow this connects with Children of the Vault. I didn't really see it. It's kind of like that Deadpool book number 10. I don't know. I don't know where they're going. They're in their own war. I mean, they're in some serious war. There's definitely shit going on, but I don't see anything from the Children of the Vault yet. So, I mean, they mentioned they mentioned there was problems in the last book, but I don't know. I mean, you could have skipped this one. There's nothing about it. If you guys know something, tell me. I will recant. I will say I'm sorry. I'm sorry I did not see it. So if you motherfuckers see something I don't see, please tell me. All right. So you guys know I love my shiny books. I really do love my shiny books. So with Batman Day coming up, I was one of those people that had to get my shiny books. All right. This is the beginning of Hush. This is what this is what local comic book stores were doing for Batman Day. They were selling this book. It's the beginning of Hush. I think it's six something. But volume 1's, I can't think of it, 620, something like that. Awesome. I love the awesome Jim Lee cover. Does an amazing cover. I do love the story of Hush. I actually have the first couple appearances of Hush, and of the character who plays Hush. So I really do love this story. Jim Lee does an amazing artwork on it. All right, so if you ever can go back and you can ever pick up that actual complete story of Hush, it's definitely one of those that you want to get on before it really does come out in the movie theaters, because eventually DC is going to be doing that story. So, like I said, look at how nice and shiny that is. Oh, so pretty. Oh. And who can really walk away from? Look, it's Batman number 1, and it can't get any shinier than that. Look at that. I know these books really are not going to be worth anything. They're just really cool display pieces. They really are. That's all that they really are going to be. But the best thing about this was, like, the paper, and probably the best thing about DC books, it actually has real paper in it. It's not like the Marvel comic book where it has like the glossy paper, or I think Image does the same thing. They have that glossy paper because it's, usually they last a lot longer. I really do enjoy when you sit there and you read a book. It's actual paper. So Batman number 1, this super iconic. I didn't have any like facsimiles of Batman number 1, really. So it's really nice to be able to add this to my collection. And the last book. All right. It's Spawn 228. They sold it to me for $25, and I don't know there's nothing wrong with it. This is $100+ book that was sold to me for $25. So if you get a chance, go down to Comics Connection. They will take great care of you down here in York. Especially if you're in the area and you're like, well, where's a great place to look for comics? That's a great place to look for comics. Look at that. Spawn 228. Beautiful, beautiful condition. I love the Action Comics. The Action Comics, yeah, right, artwork that that Todd McFarlane did. So, but they're the comics I sat there and I had to go through last night. Again, just to let you know, if you like what you saw, if you like what you're reading, if you want to have a conversation, I'd love to be able to hear from you. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, and I'd love to be able to talk to you. My name is Jay, and and I'm the host. And if you're out looking into rescuing any animal, make sure you get all the information on the animal that you rescue. Right now, Baltimore has a ton of animals that need rescuing: cats, dogs. So does my York. They are actually taking away the fees. So if you are feeling that you're looking for an animal and you think that you can provide them a great home, please go down there. Please check it out. Again, my name is Jay. I'm the host of the show. Love to hear from you. See you next week. Catch ya.